Welcome back. It's the 16th of April, 1:26 p.m. Windybank's Pawnbrokery. Because we now do have... what was it called? Gina's representation papers. We have those now, so it's like, let's actually have a look at them. I, the undersigned, agree to legal representation by the lawyer named Hironda in regard to the following incident. Defendant, Gina Lestrade, alleged offense, murder of Baker Street pawnbroker. Date of trial, 17th of April, 10 a.m. Attorney-in-law, Ryu Narahiro. There we go. Here we are again at the scene of the crime. Now to thrust these representation papers in Gregson's face and see what he makes of them. Hello again, Inspector. Do you have a minute, please? What is it now? You should go home and get some rest. Here you are, Gregsy. Here are the representation papers. Your ladyship. How? Don't believe it. How the devil did you get that stubborn little ragabash to sign that? Ragabash. I salute you. It is good work, that is. I can see you've been very busy here as well. How about some tea? It's a special blend designed to relieve fatigue. Oh, quite lovely. Glug, 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 glug. Oh my. Ah, lovely. Well, let's see now. Yes, yes. I hardly feel tired at all. I'm fit as a fiddle, your ladyship. Would it be alright if we investigate the scene of the crime, then? Do as you please. You know where it happened. Through that door behind the counter. Yes, the storeroom. That's where I discovered Mr. Windybank and Gina. Right, well, I'll be getting back to business then. You'll be investigating in the storeroom as well, Inspector. If I'm perfectly honest, we need to wrap this up before long. Can't afford to spend too much time on it. There are so many articles to go through, it's taking forever, even with the lads working round the clock. Which is a problem, because there's another case the Yard needs to investigate urgently. It must be what Lord Stronghold meant by far more serious matters before. So what I'm saying is, don't get under my feet, sunshine. Come then. Let us not waste any time. Alright then. Alright, let's start examining. That's a music box. Do you have them where you come from, Bruno? Yes, but I've never seen one as large as this in Japan. Oh, well, this will be a treat. Shall we have a listen? What do you think? Isn't it a pretty sound? It's a beautiful sound, yes, but it's a little hard to enjoy when all the policemen in the room are giving you fierce looks. Never mind that. If any of them say anything, I'll tell Gregsy to have a word. Iris Wilson, Superintendent of Scotland Yard. Okay. And there's the article ledger here. Mr. Windybank's notes and... What's this? It looks as though someone has left a little photographic print behind. Oh, look on the back. Some writing. Is there? Oh, show us, Susie. Show us. 15th of February, 10:30 p.m. Article deposited one gentleman's overcoat. Loan amount paid, £1. Redemption deadline, 15th of April, 10:30 p.m. The blood mark on it, though. Gentleman's overcoat pawned for £1. Clearly it was a very fine coat. In fact, I think... Yes, this must be the ticket for the overcoat that Ginny redeemed yesterday. It's still wearing. Which belonged to McGilded. I would never expected the redemption ticket to be handwritten on the back of a photograph, though. Seems Mr. Windybank just used whatever piece of paper he happened to have it to hand. This photograph of a cat looks very familiar, doesn't it? I've seen this exact picture somewhere else recently, yeah. Oh, yes, you're right. Very recently. It's the same as the one Ginny gave us earlier. Of course, I was forgetting that she gave us that print. What are you waiting for then, Mr. Naruhodo? Get it out. Alright, let the cogs turn. Oh, is this going to be a stereograph then? Yes, they're exactly the same. Alright, let me cross my eyes. It's like... Yep, 3D kitty. Maybe the bushes at the back of 3D as well. It's mainly the kitty that's 3D. Okay. But why? Not why the 3D, like why even have that there so I can do that? I've got it. These two photographs had an amazing secret. A secret? What does she mean? You must tell us, Iris, at once. Do you really want to know? Yes, we need you to tell us all you know about this pair of photographs. Well, pair of photographs. So Iris, about these two photographic prints. The one we found here on Mr. Winterback's counter and the one Gina gave us before. What's this amazing secret you mentioned that's hidden between these two identical prints? Actually, that's not quite right. Sorry? If you look carefully, the two prints aren't the same, not exactly. They're not? Have another look at them now. I've already done it, I know! You already set it up, so I figured it out already. Can you see that they're just slightly different from each other? I think so. It's very subtle though. Is it just reminding me that I can do this? What's the reason for the subtle difference between the two prints? Oh, well, it's because they're a set, you see. No, I don't. It's a pair of photographs. It's meant to be used in a stereoscope. Everyone in London is raving about them at the moment. A stereoscope. But I feel as though I've heard that word before recently. Oh, yes. It's Mr. Shlom showed us yesterday. You see? There it is, just over there. Yes, of course. That magical machine that makes pictures look almost real enough to touch. Well, actually, it's quite possible to see the same depth in pictures even without one of those contraptions. What? Really? Do you know how a pair of flat photographic prints can appear to have any depth in the first place? No, I have no idea. Oh, wonderful. Then I'll be able to tell you. She's over the moon, bless her. Should we let her explain, though? We really need to carry on investigating the scene. I, for one, simply have to know. Fair enough, how they work. Have you ever considered, Bruno, how our eyes see depth in the world around us? Well, just open them and it works. But the reason it works is because we have two eyes. Two eyes. Shocking. If you try closing just one eye at a time, I think you'll see straight away. What you see with your left eye, and what you see with your right eye. Where did the bobbies go? Well, ever so slightly different. You get a different view of each eye. Yes, the position of objects seems to shift slightly. Exactly. And in your head, your brain uses that shift to estimate depth as it merges the two views into one. And that's how we can sense depth in everything we see. My brain really is amazing, isn't it? There's so much without telling me. I think I see. So the pair of photographs consist of a left eye view and a right eye view. Is that right? Oh, well done, Susie. You're so quick. So if you can persuade your brain to merge the two pictures together in your head, you'll be able to see depth in these prints? Yes, Runa. You're beginning to understand. And the stereoscope's function is to act as your brain and allow you to do just that. Yes, but as long as you have two images, two eyes and one brain, you can actually do it yourself without needing a stereoscope at all. You can? Really? It's like you just cross your eyes. Add a few stereoscopic... Haven't we covered this already? Let's try it. Let's see if you can view this pair of prints without the help of a stereoscope. Oh, yes, I'm dying to have a go. Sister-san really loves this kind of thing. You need to be able to cross your eyes. That's the main thing. Can you both do that? Everyone can. That's the thing, everyone can, it's just you don't realize that you can. Yeah, because you have to in order to... Well, I won't say everyone can. Most people can. Because like, some people can't, you know, control their eyes and stuff like that. Like the medical conditions and all that type of stuff. I won't go into that, but on the whole, most people can cross their eyes just naturally. Because, again, that's how we see depth and stuff like that. You literally just covered this. There's an alligator up to the left. Or is it a crocodile? Someone let me know. Cross my eyes? I think I can. Watch me. And see if you can copy. That's the thumbnail. Make your eyes do this. Alright, let me try. Like again, you do that naturally. It's like, if you move your finger close to your nose, it's like you're going cross-eyed because, well, you have to look at your finger, obviously. But if you're looking at your finger as it gets closer, it's like you're going cross-eyed. You can feel it as well. Oh god, who do I go with? There, how's that? Wonderful. That's your turn, Bruno. The trick is to concentrate on looking at the bridge of your nose with both eyes at the same time. Not exactly an easy task when two people are staring at you cross-eyed. Alright, that's enough practice. Let's try looking at the prints. Start by staring at one print and slowly crossing your eyes. You should see two overlapping images like this. You try it now, Bruno. Just going to have to give it a try, I suppose. I already did. Because you already covered this, sort of. Did the print split into two images for you? Now the next step is to put the pair of prints side by side like this, then try crossing your eyes again. The prints should slowly merge together until they form a new single image in the center. Oh, yes! It's turned out how it works. I can see it in the middle now. Looks so real. Oh, I could look at it all day. I wouldn't advise that. Your eyes might start to hurt. Your turn, Bruno. Pretend you're looking through the two pictures and slowly cross your eyes. Keep adjusting the position of your eyes until the two images overlap exactly in the middle. Like this, is it? I'm not doing it at this point, it's like I've already done it. Like, why would I do that? Why strain my eyes when I don't need to? There, you managed it. So now you know how stereoscopic images work. Well, I don't know who discovered it, but it is quite extraordinary. Who did discover that? I'll have to look that up. So, what do you think of these stereoscopic prints then, Bruno? It's certainly amazing, but it isn't easy to get the knack of viewing them properly. No, some people find it easier than others. That's why contraptions like these exist. For people who find it tricky. Oh, I recognize that. We saw one over there yesterday, didn't we? If I remember correctly, you press this little knob here. And set the pair of photographs in the stand at the back and... Still amazing, even though I know roughly how it works now. Well, London seems to agree with you. Stereoscopes are very popular at the moment. You can find one of these folding contraptions in lots of households in the capital currently. But these little machines are so affordable. Surely there's no need to go around staring cross-eyed at pictures like you hate them. But it's much more satisfying to be able to see the effect with your own eyes. Well, I think so in any case. Stereoscopic pictures. Never heard of them until yesterday. I've certainly learnt a lot about them. But I wonder if it's knowledge that I'll ever actually need. It's clearly going to be important in this case somehow. Second white cat photograph has been entered into the court record. I wonder if it has anything to do with the, what was it? The red-handed contraption thingies. I feel like it will be. Okay, so what we got? I mean, we've still got stuff going on here, so... No tick on it. That ledger that's open on the counter there really is enormous, isn't it? Must be an awfully lot of work to keep track of all these hundreds of items in pawn. It's too much to think about. Let's just sell it all and have a clear head, if you ask me. Clearly, Mr. Windybank was very careful when it came to the articles in his care. Okay. Behind that door is the storeroom, isn't it? That's what Gregsy said. Yes, and that's where I saw that dreadful scene last night. Through the little window in the door. Mr. Windybank, face down on the floor, with Gina beside him. As the accused legal representative, you have the right to examine the scene, Mr. Naruhodo. We must make a thorough investigation. Yes, of course. And we will. Behind that door, that's the real scene of the crime. Don't worry. If there are any clues in there, I'll find them. Yeah, we'll go in there soon enough. The police are scouring every inch of this place, by the look of it. Instructions from the yard are to examine every article in the shop and every ledger and book of accounts. Every article, but that's a ridiculous amount of work, surely. Been hard at it ever since the shop was declared a crime scene in the early hours. We're sifting through it all in shifts at least, but still. We'll be working through the night, that's for sure. Even then, we'll barely have scratched the surface. Crime in a pawnbroker's. Must be every policeman's worst nightmare. Every copper's worst nightmare, you know. Crime in a pawnbroker's. Oh, yes. But, I had a strange thought that it might be. These shelves are where the pawnbroker puts articles that have been forfeited on display for customers to buy. Yes, it's really a strange miscellany, isn't it? I mean, who would buy this horse statue, for example? Well, sometimes you can find some real treasures among all the junk, you know? Are you alright, Runa? No, it's just, well, looks like a collection of useless junk as a whole, but when you pick out individual things, you can't help wishing you owned them. Even that horse statue. It's exactly how the pawnbroker works. They're very clever. I must buy the horse. Alright then. Clearly want to look at the calendar. This is that strange contraption that lets you see pictures of things as if they're right in front of your eyes. Makes you think. Mr. Schloemsleafly showed it to us yesterday. I'm blissfully unaware that any of this was about to happen. Well, I had some idea something was going to happen. I'm fairly sure this contraption was here yesterday as well. Here we are. I'm not confident I can get it closed again. Oh yes, that's a folding stereoscope. Really? This is a stereoscope? Mr. Schloem showed us a picture yesterday that you're supposed to be able to see in 3 dimensions. But for that, he used the great big contraption over there. Ah, well, that's for use in public houses and places like that. Gains a carousel with all sorts of pictures inside. But this little thing, it's a much simpler design for use at home. And there are special shops selling prints you can use in them. I have a little collection myself. I wonder if I could make money out of these in Japan. It would be keeping my toilet sparkling clean anyway. Okay. This officer has been staring intently at the wall since before we came in here. Shh, keep it down! Oh, sorry. There's a major clue just here. Really? We must tell Gregsy at once. As soon as I report it, that'll be it. You're stuck here even longer. Stuck here? What do you mean? I haven't been home in 2 days already. Need another constable to relieve me and take over my shift. They really have a tough time, the British police. That doesn't stop us investigating, though, does it? No, I suppose not. Pretty sure it was the calendar he was peering at. Ah, look here. Oh yes, a bullet hole. And I can see the bullet is still lodged in the wall. Presumably, Mr. Windybank wasn't practicing with his revolver in his spare time. Ah, well. Mr. Shlomes liked to practice in his drawing room whenever he can. He's very patriotic like that. Sorry? It's all there in the Adventures of Herlock Sholmes, you know? Isn't that right, Iris? Did I write something like that? Partly in jest, perhaps. In jest? Well, he doesn't do it often. It's quite a dangerous pastime. Doesn't do it often. He shouldn't even do it once. Get that for now, Runo. Let's examine this bullet. What's that around the bullet hole? Is it blood? Suspicious red stain on the calendar. May well be able to help with that. What? There's nothing like the sight of blood to get the blood pumping, is there, Runo? I have a feeling I'm not as bloody-minded as you, Iris. I'm afraid the sight of blood makes my blood run cold. And there you have it, you see? When it comes to blood, we're all different types. Yes, what a scientific observation. So you need this. Oh no, what is that scary looking thing? Ernie and I haven't actually come up with a name for it yet. But as soon as you see it in action, you'll understand what it does. Watch. Green. Oh, the colour of the bloodstain has changed. There, it's still red over there. Does it make sense now? Yes, I think I'm starting to understand. Good. It works on the principle that different people, different types of blood, you see? Yes, how wonderful. The chemical it fires combines with the blood and makes it change colour. So you can identify whose blood is you're looking at, in a flash. Oh, what a fabulous invention, Iris. Isn't it? Isn't it? I bet Ginny would say, it's bleeding great. So, whose blood are we looking at then? Well, all the chemical does is turn the blood a different colour, so... Yeah, you need to already know who's going to be green blood, so... It's like, yeah, that's a problem. Just find someone whose blood turns the same colour and you'll know who it belongs to. In a flash. It's more like two flashes, really, isn't it? One flash or two, this could very well turn out to be a very valuable clue. So we must make a note of it in the court record. Blood sample has been entered into the court record. There's something. Let's keep testing and adding these results of any other blood analysis to the portfolio. As long as I have reagent left, sure. Or reagent, even. Is that it for this area? Might very well be. Alligator or crocodile up there. Again, not sure there, not sure. Right, so... Got anything more on the converse? No. Let's move. New location. The storeroom. Poor Mr. Windybank, the storeroom where pawned items are kept until they're redeemed or forfeited. It's also where Mr. Windybank's body was discovered. "16th of April. Windybank's storeroom. Open chest there. That's significant. Poor Iris. She's clammed up completely. Iris is bound to find this difficult. After all, Mr. Windybank's life was taken in this very room only last night. Ah! Wait, Inspector! What is it now, Sunshine? You took one look at me and tried to run away. You think a Scotland Yard inspector would run away from some jumped-up little defense lawyer, do ya? Well... I've never seen her ladyship looking like that before, is the thing. I didn't know what to say to her. So you weren't running away from me. You were running away from a 10-year-old. Yeah, it's much better. I'm afraid this is all a little much for young Iris. Some gentle reassurance might go a long way, perhaps, Inspector? Yeah? Don't trouble yourself unduly, your ladyship. I mean, at least you're not dead, are you? This is you trying to cheer her up. Dear God. I don't think that went very well. Why? Look, I'm in the middle of an investigation here, Sunshine, and I told you not to get under my feet. And we have investigating to do ourselves. Yes. I'd like to hear more of what the socially inept inspector has to say. Oh, Hurley. Inquire into how Mr. Schlome's operation is going. I'd like to investigate the room, to be honest, you know. The police have marked the position of the body with a chalk line. Poor Mr. Windybank. He was a nice old man. Well, he was shot just once through the heart. Most likely the fellow died instantly. He wouldn't have felt a thing. This must be his blood then. I don't like to ask at such a wretched time, Iris, but I wonder if perhaps... Don't worry, Susie. I'm ready for action. Blue? Yeah, blue. So, now we know the colour of the chemical turns when it reacts with Mr. Windybank's blood. It doesn't match our analysis of the bloodstain we found in the main shop. No, but let's add the sample to the others we've already collected anyway. Blood samples portfolio has been updated in the court record. Well, look at all these articles that have been deposited. The room is stuffed full of them. Can't believe how many there are. A bicycle, a gramophone, musical instruments, even some enormous paintings, look. Pieces of different people's lives quietly gathering dust in here together. Something very peaceful about the atmosphere in here. Or at least there would be, not for the chalk outline on the floor of the policeman shuffling around. Eating fish and chips. Not much you could do about that, Sunshine. The gun. This is a revolver, a real one. Quite possibly the murder weapon used to take Mr. Windybank's life. What's the matter, Susie? You really look like you're about to faint. Well, it's just that I've rarely seen a gun in the flesh. And I've had issues with guns in the past. But anyway, we saw Mr. Windybank with this yesterday, didn't we? I shall have to take my own life. Don't worry, someone else can take it for you. It must be the same gun. And last night, when I looked through the spy hole in the door to the storeroom here, it was the same gun I saw in Gina's hand. Mr. Windybank told us that he only ever had a single bullet loaded into his revolver, didn't he? Well, it's empty now. The one and only bullet he had in his gun had been fired. It's been fairly certain that only a single shot was fired from this revolver. And that'll be the one that's in the calendar, won't it? That's what happened there, and they maybe tried to flee into the storeroom, and then they were shot through the little hole in the door. That's what I'm thinking's happened there. Out of all the articles in this storeroom, this is the only thing that shows any sign of being ransacked. Ah. What is it, Iris? That's the box file that my manuscript was being kept in. Oh! Iris's unpublished story, The Hound of the Baskervilles. Surely that's not what all this is. Sorry, Iris, but if you ask me, he sold it. Without telling you. We must check inside the box at once. Yes. Ah. It was there. Iris's story was there. Really? It was? Well, that's good news, isn't it, Iris? Yes. I mean, of course I believed Hurley when he said he deposited here, but still... It's a relief to actually see it. Really? Because that's not a very well-hidden frown. Iris's manuscript has been entered into the court record. Mm-hmm. Is there anything else? Oh. Alright. Iris? Don't worry, I'm alright. But we must find the true culprit. Yes, absolutely. I think that's us done with checking this place then. And it's probably us done for this part. In the next part, we'll speak to Gregson here, see what he has to say. You're gonna finish your chips, sir? Dear oh dear. See you in the next part. Ta-ta for now.